Hello everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey. I'm here with you today to share a process video of how I created the page. It's called number 8. I have out a bunch of materials already. You can see the pile right there. A few really basic pieces from Studio Calico for embellishments, and then a whole pile of papers from Bella Blvd. I had purchased these the papers this spring because I really loved how bright and colorful and crisp they were. A lot of those basic star elements. However, the backs are really fun too. I had purchased several sheets of the yellow and the turquoise, anticipating summer baseball where the colors are navy and yellow. I know that the turquoise is not navy, however, it is a really fun play on the navy, and so I thought it would be really fun to incorporate all of those together. To say that I am not in love with the white with the gray elements on the paper would be a total lie, because I absolutely love how the white and the gray look together. Now, as you can see, I also have those white alphabet stickers right there, and then with the accent stickers as well on that 12 by 12 sheet. And for some reason, these white alphabet stickers are just so awesome to me. I love them. They're so bright and crisp, and I really love it. And also, like I said, that gray and white together and on that chevron is awesome, and I just absolutely love it, and I'm super excited to use it. However, I do think I actually bought the paper for the back side of it, which is that gray sort of doodle. But anyway, it doesn't even really make any difference whatsoever. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and start trimming up some of those papers. I'm going to use 3 or 4 different patterns together. Initially, as you can see, I'm trying that turquoise stars with that gray and white, and I do really totally like it a lot. However, I'm thinking about how I had seen the black and the white together in that pile when I was thumbing through, and I absolutely adore how that looks together. And the great thing about it is that then I can use all kinds of different accents on top with my layering once I use that black and white with the gray and the white. Then there's really not any competing, and they really all should stand out and look fantastic together. So now, as you can see, I have one half at 6 by 12 and another half at 6 by 12, and I'm ready to get started with the main center cluster of patterned papers. Now I'm using this really cute photo of my son. That's the main photo for this spread. Actually, it's the only photo for this spread. And I really love it. I'm so excited to use it. It was taken by another parent on my son's baseball team, and I really love having these photos at my disposal, and I'm so excited that he does those. Now, as you can see, I'm getting to work trimming up some of the other patterned papers to layer behind this photo. As you can see, I'm using that yellow star, and I absolutely love the contrast between the gray and the white and the black and the white with that. Now I'm also still trimming up some of that turquoise star paper as well, and I want to go ahead and use that, but I'm also going to use those 3 by 4 cut aparts that have all the months on there. It's really actually irrelevant that this one said June, because I was going to use it anyway with the turquoise, but it worked out perfectly because it does say June, and that's when this photo was taken. Now I'm going to trim a 1/2 inch off both directions of this card, and then mat it on top of the gray and the white star paper that I love so much, just to give it a little bit more added dimension and a little bit more of the just interest and add to the whole thing of this page. Now, as you can see, I'm still getting to work with that turquoise star paper that I've mentioned about 100 times, and just matting a strip of it right behind the photo and that mat as well. Now, what I love about this is pulling out a whole lot of the different elements to be able to use another one of those 3 by 4 cards, but this time I turned it over and I'm using the gray and white star, my favorite, as just a little peek of it popping out on that right side. Now I've got it all layered nicely together how I like it, which I love it when that turns out just how I imagined. And I'm going to go ahead and start adhering all of these pieces down so that I make sure I get it together before I start adding embellishments, so that I don't mess anything up or anything ends up different ways. Although I will admit sometimes that works out good because then things happen and get messed up and they turn out better than maybe I had originally planned. But I do definitely want to stick with what I've got here, so I go ahead and just get that all adhered down, and so then I can embellish around it and it all works out great. Now I'm working with a few different Studio Calico really basic pieces. These are some square 2x2 wood veneers, and this one says Big Fun, and I just thought it was super cute, and it really worked perfectly in both scale and the text. And then I'm also pulling out some of those, they're fabric little tags, and I really like them, and I just don't get enough of an opportunity to use them. I had sort of anticipated using the whole thing, but instead I just trimmed off that top piece and stuck that right up there at the top instead of using the entire tag. Now I'm also going to pull out a couple of these little photo corners off of that 12 by 12 sticker sheet. I could use all 4 of them, but I think it'd be way too busy if I did that. So I'm just going to go ahead and use those 2 to use those. Now I had thought these were self-adhesive. Apparently they're not, those fabric tags. So I just went ahead and put a little adhesive on there so I could stick it right down, since I did end up liking it where I had put it. Now, as you can see, I was sort of just looking through those stickers that are sitting right there. Don't the colors look fantastic? They're just so bright and fun, and seeing which elements I can use for this particular page. Now, I pulled one of those stickers off, and I'm going to put a foam square, the thermal web, because those are my favorite, and put that right on top of there, just giving it a little bit of added extra something or rather, since I have it mounted up on a foam square. I do love stickers, but sometimes I miss the dimension that they don't have, but it's easy enough to use with those foam squares. Now I'm just using a Tim Holtz paint dauber to go ahead and add a little bit of paint to that wood veneer piece. I didn't have any paint daubers until recently, and I did not know what I'm missing out on, because it makes it so easy to just go ahead and add color to a project, or take away color, I guess, if you're going to use white or black paint. And I really absolutely love them, and I've picked up a few different colors so that I can use them quite a bit. Now I'm really excited about these border stickers that come on that 12 by 12 one as well. I don't ever find myself using a whole 12-inch strip, but I absolutely just love that these are so fun and whimsical and really add a little bit of something to this particular page. Now there's also a little, I think it's probably 6 inches wide, that little sentiment sticker, and it's so cute. I'm so glad that I was able to add it to the page. Now I'm pulling out those wood numbers by Studio Calico. I love how they look, and I love the size of them as well. They're pretty large, actually. They're right about, I'd say, I don't know, 4 inches or maybe a little bit less in height. And this one is perfect. It's the number 8, which my son is the number 8 on his team. So that's why I pulled out the number 8. And I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. Now what I'm examining at this time is if I want to leave it plain like it is, or if I want to paint it red like I did that other wood veneer. I probably just need a little bit of time to take a look at it, so I'm just going to leave it there while I work on my title work using those white alphabet stickers that I already talked about from the Bella Blvd, the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere those down. I'm going to use sort of that haphazard way that I do often, not making them straight, but skewing them a little bit, some to the right, some to the left, some above, some below, just so that it gives it a more whimsical feel. But then also I don't have to make sure that they're all lined up and then feel a little bit frustrated when they're not lining up perfectly. I'm just spelling out number 8, but I'm doing it with that abbreviated N-O with the period right after it, because I just wanted it to be short and sweet and cute, and I think that's how it really ended up. And that O with the star in it is awesome. Now, as you can see, I decided to go ahead and paint that red, the number 8. I just love how the red really makes this page pop, especially since it's not got that bright, bold color with the red. Most of it is a little bit more muted, except for the black, of course. It's pretty bright too. But so the painted red 8 really just gives it that extra little bit of something on there, and I absolutely love it, so I'm super glad. And when I turn it over, I am even more sure that I'm glad that I painted it red. Now I'm going to pull out those Studio Calico stars. They're not the old ones, they're the newer ones that were released this spring that have some of the just the outlines of the stars as well. And I'm going to pull out, I think, probably about 5 of these, since I usually typically like to work with 3 or with 5 for my stars, and scatter them just a tiny bit just to give a little bit of added dimension and a little bit of interest. And it works out because since this is all star baseball, giving that star, you know, sort of lends itself to that theme. Now it's time to go ahead and start adhering down those wooden elements now that I'm fairly certain that they've had enough time to dry. And I'm just going to use those glue dots that I like in that dispenser. They work great. I don't have to tear anything off or throw anything away. They're all just right in there. And then I'm going to use my Lifestyle Crafts tape runner to go ahead and put the adhesive on the back of that number 8. And I'll use that little Tim Holtz poker to get it out of the center so that you can't see the adhesive sticking through those little holes. Now all this page is really needing is a little bit of journaling, and then it'll just be finished, and I'll just use the tiniest bit. Thanks so much for stopping by and taking a look at my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Most of these elements are Bella Blvd with a little bit of Studio Calico. I hope you liked it, and thank you so much.